Hi, I'm Jay Monte with TruFan Boxing. I'm joined by Sean Sullivan of Boxing Digest. Sean, last show we talked about November fights. This November we've had some additions. Can you name some?
Right. We talked about the Super 6 tournament last time, and now we know who Allan Green is going to be fighting. He was left without an opponent when Mikhail Kessler pulled out. Now he's fighting another DeBella fighter in Glen Johnson.
I'm a little confused. Isn't Glen Johnson a light heavyweight?
Right, former light heavyweight champion.
So at his age, he's going to come down and fight at super middle.
He's convinced everyone that he can do it, so let's see.
Well, not only is he ageless, now he could change weights. He's an amazing fighter. I'm really intrigued by him, and I'm looking forward to that fight. That looks like a pretty good fight to me.
Absolutely. It's certainly worthy of the tournament, and Glen Johnson is a test for anyone in that.
When in November is that? November 6th?
November 6th. On the Juan Mal Lopez, Rafael Marquez undercard in Las Vegas.
What else is happening in November?
Well, speaking of DeBella, another one of his fighters, Andre Berto, was put on the undercard of Juan Manuel Marquez and Miguel Caceres. And for a while he had been without an opponent. Now he's fighting the once beaten Berto-Hernandez. So sort of a precursor to bigger fights down the road.
Well, there are a lot of people talking Berto and Mayweather and Berto against other people.
Yeah, I mean, he had been twice scheduled to fight Shane Mosley this year, but for various reasons it didn't happen. Another
one of those fights that gone astray, but at least he's fighting a capable fighter in Berto-Hernandez. Just a question: October, we skipped by. What's left in October for us, boxing fans, to look at?
Well, if you want to take a positive spin on this, luckily, Roy Jones is not fighting.
Okay.
He was supposed to fight Danny Santiago in Florida. And under his new moniker, Captain Hook, as he has been the last couple of fights, but Captain Hook got a hand injury.
Looks like he got hooked. Okay.
So hopefully that fight won't be postponed. And, it's just unfortunate with Roy, the way his career has gone, mainly because of one fighter, Antonio Tarver.
Right.
And Roy's career has been on the downslide since 2004 when Tarver beat him. Well, speaking of Tarver, he's coming back too, as a heavyweight.
Who's he fighting?
Nagy Aguilera, a French-level contender in the heavyweight division, and it's a good step for a 40-something-year-old Tarver coming back from a layoff.
Is it a progressive step, and what is he looking at heavyweight?
He's looking at the barren division. That's what he's looking at, and he's thinking, okay, I can make some money off of this and maybe be successful.
Speaking of two big heavyweights and October, we have Vitaly Klitschko fighting Shannon Briggs. How do you see that fight? I think Shannon Briggs was done about 8 years ago.
Right, and how did he get this title shot? He fought a bunch of no-hopers. 4 or 5 of them got some easy knockouts.
Okay, I mean, at least he got the shot.
Well, it just shows you where this division is today. A guy like Shannon Briggs, he was a good fighter in his day. Right. Never quite made it to the top except for, he was the champion for a few minutes after that knockout of Sergey Lajakovic.
Well, that was his comeback fight. I mean, it put him back into the contention and gave him a title. So he's living off that. I mean, you blame him. I mean, he's still under the radar. He's, 40? Around 40 years old. So I could see that happening, especially with a weak heavyweight division. What intrigues me about, not intrigues me, but what disappoints me about the heavyweights, it seems there's no development stage here. There's no next level coming on the uprising. It seems like it's a bunch of old guys and a bunch of newcomers, and they're all mixed in, and no one wants to fight each other. Everybody wants the right fight. There seems to be monetary problems to get a good fight going, and it seems it's in disarray. And an old-timer once said in the 70s is as far as boxing goes, so goes the heavyweight division. Or was it, as heavyweight boxing goes, so goes boxing?
Right, and a lot of people still believe that to this day.
And it looks like it's happening because it's not happening.
Well, funny you should mention that about the experienced guys fighting the newcomers. Well, Vladimir Klitschko is coming back in December against a fighter out of England, Derek Chisora.
Okay. An unknown commodity?
He's 14-0 and 9 knockouts. I would be hard-pressed to find anyone out of England that would actually know who he is.
Right.
But it's a blessing and a curse. You have a heavyweight champion that wants to be active, which is great, except there's no one for him to fight.
Boxing in England is on the rise, especially the heavyweights, because of David Hay. So it's kind of a pre-fight before that. Big Hay and Audley Harrison is getting tremendous applause there. So
Right. Well, okay, that's an all England clash, and
Yeah.
you know it's good for
Yeah.
England. But again, Audley Harrison getting a title shot. Come on.
I know, but we could talk about this forever, Sean. One thing I want to mention: Hall of Fame. They've just announced the new inductees. Who are they?
Well, there's the ballot just came out, so
Mhm.
the people that can vote for it now have to vote.
Right.
But the three newcomers on that
On
list,
the ballot.
on the ballot, you have Tszyu, you have Julio Cesar Chavez, and Mike Tyson.
Mhm.
And considering that only 3 modern fighters get in each year, I don't see any reason why those 3 are not going to be first ballot Hall of Famers.
Right. The first ballot Hall of Famers indeed, Sean. For Sean Sullivan, Boxing Digest, I'm Monte TruFan Boxing. Be there in the square. Take care.
Want more? Go to inasectv.com to connect with the world of sports. Real-time updates, blog postings, and all the action you can handle in a sec. Inasectv.com, connecting you to the world of sports.